Poppin'. I'm gonna watch this video from the It's Complicated channel, something about passport bros. I don't know, let's get into it.
What do you think of women in other cultures and how they treat their men?
Well, I think it's different. For example, where I come from in Europe, it's more like old school than the modern way of dating.
I think women in other cultures, I just think that they are a little bit more submissive than the women in America.
Do you think they...
Boom bang, she got it correct for the most part. A lot of them still have more morals, more modesty in other countries. A lot of them more likely to be religious and follow religions, depending on where you go, of course. You fly out the country, you go to UK, it's gonna be similar to America in a dating sense.
treat their men better because they're forced to or because they want to?
I think because they're forced to. They get abused, and like they can't even wear their real hair. They have to cover their hairs up and stuff like that.
Do you think those women are ignorant slaves or do you think they're happy?
I think a mixture of both.
It seems like they're forced to.
I would agree. I think it's a mixture of both. I'm not well aware what goes on in other countries too much because, you know, I'm not in those countries. But I do see a lot of people saying that's what they want to do. That's what makes them happy. Even here in America, I also see people converting and wanting to cover themselves more to an extent. Certain people, not a lot, but, you know.
But because it's a different culture, they kind of want to. The culture is family oriented, so they did want to.
Do you think those women are ignorant slaves or are they happy?
No, I think they're happy, definitely.
It's like essentially what I was saying. I think they're happy about it as well. He explained it perfectly.
Difference between Western women philosophy versus Eastern women philosophy?
Western women philosophy is more the feminine side and independence, whereas the Eastern side is more on religious values, I guess.
Western women philosophy.
I'd agree with that. One thrives off being independent, the other thrives off being dependent, I guess you could say, in my opinion.
If is more self-centered, I think. Eastern women, it's kind of family-oriented, so they don't just think about themselves, they think about the family, they think about other stuff other than themselves.
You have to understand that you represent your family, your last name. You don't want to be a whore, you don't want to be a bum, you just want to be the best that you could be. Things happen, people are still going to do whatever, doesn't really matter. Just be the greatest that you could be and that's it. You represent your family, so you want to represent them in a good light. Some people, if you work a job as being a public servant, you understand that you represent your job, and it's sad to see that a lot of people will hold representing their job higher than their family name, I guess you could say. If you don't like your family, then be the one to change that, I guess you could say, in my opinion. But essentially, the point is you represent your family. You represent your family, you want to do good.
The difference is Western women feel like they can do whatever they want. They don't care about what a man says, and Eastern, they feel like they have to do what a man says.
Which country treats their women best?
I would say I don't think anywhere treats their woman best. Let's be real. Not America, not nowhere, honestly.
What do you think of American women?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I feel like I would want to say Asia, maybe. Maybe not, because I'm not well aware of what goes on down there, nor have I ever been there. But where do you think men treat women the best? Comment that below. That's a good question.
And how they treat their men?
Horrible.
Can you be more specific?
American women are stupid.
Facts.
And, I don't know, they're uncultured and...
100%.
I don't know, rude.
I think American women play with men's feelings, and I think they have really high standards
100%.
And are very picky.
I think American women, they're very cold.
Yep.
And that's why American men,
I think they're cold to an extent. I think a lot of them are very neglectful. They're self-aware of what they do, but they avoid the accountability and responsibilities upon what they do. So they act childish and act as if they are unaware of what they're doing when they're well aware of what they're doing. Too much manipulative and narcissistic traits going on. You can categorize it as that. Just a lot of flipping conversations and playing dumb. I would say that they're cold, but you know on the inside, they know what they're doing. They avoid the guilt. There's no guilt, there's no shame.
prefer Latina women.
I mean, it's tough for me to say, but I'd say from what I've seen, it can be unfair because a lot of them will leave with half of the stuff that the man owns if things go bad, and they're very quick to leave. So, yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, 100%. They leave because they're bored or over any little reason. Marriage obviously benefits women and women only. At the end of the day, they essentially just take all of your stuff if they end up leaving you. I don't know why you would want to do that. I think by now, most of the dudes in the world understand if you get married, you're sacrificing pretty much your whole life, because if you get divorced, you're just gonna lose all your shit. It's probably like 0.01% of dudes that successfully don't lose in a divorce battle. Majority of the time, pretty much almost every time, they lose. I think y'all should already know that.
On the passport bros.
I think it's a cool concept.
I think if you want to be with someone and you don't like her 100%, or if you don't find your people in one place, I think it's awesome that you travel overseas to get what you want. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good too, especially if you like certain ethnicities. But I would also say it's a very dangerous game at the same time. It's like gambling. High risk, high reward. It's not a bad idea. I suggest it to an extent, but don't indulge yourself too deep into it, because at the end of the day, it's still everywhere, bro. Even here in America, you can go to other states and find people that don't act like the people around like where you grew up. You see what I'm saying? I'm from Boston. I go to the South. It's a completely different vibe out there. The Southern hospitality out there is crazy compared to here. There's none of that. Everyone's just kind of in their own shell around here. If you were from here, you would understand. But I would say it's definitely not a bad idea. Just go explore, see what it is. You never know. You can find good companionship anywhere. And if you think that you can't, then you're locked out. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Why do American men travel overseas to find a wife, but men from overseas don't travel to America to find a wife?
Because women know their worth. Over here, more exposed to resources.
I think women...
I don't even know what to say. If you agree with whatever she said, I want you to define what your worth is and what are you worth. It's okay to just be average. I'm obviously average. Nothing special about me. What, my hair? Oh, so special. Nothing wrong with being average. Knowing your self-worth. I hate that word, self-worth. It's the same way people use religion, for example. A lot of people just say that they're Christian and they use that as a defense mechanism. Just because you say that you're Christian or some type of religion doesn't mean that you actually are. Like, just because you say that you're a Christian doesn't mean that you're morally superior or as if your morals are even good at all. The same way as saying understanding my self-worth, using that as a defense mechanism. It's not about understanding your self-worth. I'm happy you're self-aware, but actions speak louder than words.
Men in the US are very empowered money-wise,
Yep.
so they don't need a man to save them.
I think the passport is definitely an advantage. When they have the American
100%.
passport, they can easily get women over there than vice versa.
The women believe, oh, if he comes all the way to America, he has to be worth something. I mean, comes to a different country, he has to be worth something.
I highly agree with that statement as well, because if you do go to a lot of other countries, especially a lot of third world countries, it's not gonna be what you're really looking for. It's just gonna be kind of like playing house. They'll make you fall in love, but that's only because you got money. It is somewhat about money, but it's not all about money, bro. I hate those dudes that think it takes money to get females. I mean, money helps keep them around, but it doesn't help you get them. Like, you don't need money. You wanna know what you need? Have a nice social circle, take care of yourself, learn to articulate yourself, and you don't even have to be the greatest at it either. Just like authentically be yourself and learn how to speak to an extent. I'm not that good at speaking. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better at articulating my communication skills. But money is a factor if you want to get hoes, though. Like, if you're just trying to sleep around, that's understandable. But you have to understand, too, is this whole passport movement, that's gonna go down the drain in the next couple of years, because it's gonna get, it kind of already has, it's gonna get completely oversaturated, because a lot of dudes just fly out of the country to these other places just to fuck. And that's why a lot of the places that were good for the passport bro movement back then have the highest prostitution rates now, because they know that dudes from America are gonna come with money and they're gonna pay, get their little pee-pee wet, kind of ruining it at the same time. And that's why it don't really matter too much anymore. No matter where you go, there's gonna be like prostitutes, but there'll also be some good women too. No matter where you go, it's anywhere and everywhere.
Why don't women from America want to travel overseas to find a husband?
Because they're lazy.
They have everything here. I think it's a first.
I can see it. I kind of understand it. Social media is 100% to blame because a lot of people's ego and options are inflated. Can't blame you. Like, if the whole world's trying to pipe you down and dudes are trying to buy you all these things, like, I'd probably be a sucker for it too. I can't lie.
Well, country, so a lot of guys are like
Does it look like he's crying?
up to their standards in a lot of ways.
If men are more likely to travel to find love, why do women think men are lazy when it comes to relationships?
I feel like that has a lot to do with our culture.
It's not that men are lazy. It's just that they don't want to do it most of the time. I mean, some dudes are lazy. I guess it depends on what aspects you're talking about. If you have a girl that's always complaining in your ear, you're not going to want to do shit. You're with a girl. She asks you for so much. You're not going to give her anything. Or at least I hope you don't. But me personally, when I'm with a girl, she's not asking me for anything, making me food and giving me things, and not asking or expecting anything in return. It makes me want to give you more. When you don't ask, it makes me want to give you more. It's more genuine that way anyways, if you understand what I'm saying.
Men travel to different countries because the culture is different.
Yeah.
Why do you think that women don't do that as much as men do?
Because women don't need men.
That's cap. They just already have all the options here. Your inbox is flooded, but you're giving it to such a small percent of dudes that it makes other dudes go elsewhere. Their options and their ego is so inflated now. They think every dude's trying to marry them, but most of them are just trying to clap, honestly. You can say, act stupid or whatever. They're still just going to tell you what you want to hear to get what they want. That's part of the reason why women don't leave the country. Other dudes, they got to fly out because they don't have too much options here. And if they do, it's not the ones that they want or like.
And the independent woman who doesn't need a man.
Men are way more passionate about finding the hot woman,
To an extent.
and American woman too.
I would say that most dudes don't even go for the hottest girls. They don't go for the ugly ones. They don't go for the hottest. They like somewhere in between. Because if you go for the hottest girl, they're pretty much going to be brain dead. You go for the ugliest girl, they'll probably be the nicest, most kindest, most sweetest, but they're not physically attractive to you. So you got to go somewhere in between. Someone that you find attractive, but they're not so attractive that they're a broad, essentially. Somebody that's attractive that still has a brain on them, I guess you could say.
Oh, they're too boring, and that's the truth.
Like men coming into the Philippines, for example, they like to get or find like submissive, mostly young wives. I feel like that's what I see a lot on social media.
Or they expect them to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, women in other
Yep, some huzz. Fly out the country to the Philippines. Find yourself a nice 20-year-old, makes you food, gives you a massage, and treasures you, loves and adores you. Bring her back to America. She's gonna become a feminist and start listening to all the other females around here, and she's gonna be like, you know what, I'm a strong, independent woman as well. And that's when you get divorced and you lose all of your stuff from the little innocent woman that you thought good in the Philippines. They were good out there. They're gonna be good if you bring them back here?
countries are better than here. Exactly like your last question. American women are not the best, so, they go out of the country to find a better wife.
Women are in tune to their body. They're not in tune with running a household. They're in tune to social media. They're not in tune with the needs of their significant other. Or
100%. You could sum that all up in one word. Selfishness. It's all about themselves, however they feel, whatever they want. It's not about representing your family. It's about however you feel. You do you, girl, as long as it makes you happy. Comment down below. Should you do what makes you happy, or should you do what you should do? A lot of bad things make me happy. It's fun to do bad things, but I understand that it's bad, so I don't do it.
their kids, that I'm just gonna be honest. The women really is like men. It's all about
Facts.
me, and I don't know if it comes from the
Selfish.
experience that they've had or
Social media.
I mean I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me just wait. Okay.
Strong, independent woman.
Wait. Can I just finish one more thing? Okay. And one more thing about that. Why then, if that's true, why do we have the expression "where have all the good men gone," but nobody's asking "where have all the good women gone"?
Oh, they do.
We're privileged.
Oh, see, she knows. Because you're privileged. Dudes are going to get shitted on. Women are going to be praised. Just the way that it goes.
From where I'm from,
We're the
prize. And if women don't know that we're the prize, a nigga, we're the prize.
Cap.
If your average man is treated better by women overseas, why do you think men prefer to stay in America and play the game when the odds are so heavily stacked against them?
Probably because
I like the game. It's fun. It's fun to chase. It's a little entertaining.
of money issues and they don't want to leave their environment.
Essentially, why do you think men spend so much time grooming themselves to please the materialistic women in America?
Because that's the only option. I'm just playing. It's not the only option, but it is a big factor that'll help you attract. Money won't make them fall in love with you. It'll help attract them. It'll bring them around you. Good reasons? Obviously not. Guess it matters how much money you're talking about. It matters who is coming around. I would say to a level of you buying a house, all your bills are paid, enough money to tend to your family, a little bit of money left over for like vacations and doing fun things like that. That's really all. You have that kind of money, then yeah, you're chilling. But if we're talking like millions, billions, filthy rich, it doesn't really matter. They're all pretty much going to be out to get you at that point. When I say all, I don't mean completely 100%. And there's going to be the small percentage of women that don't care about money. Actions are different than words, though. Some of them prove it. Some of them just say it, but it's cap.
Because looks matter, I guess.
I think a lot of them don't know about how much of success they could have if they left the country, so they kind of just stay with what they know in the country, and that's bad success rate in the country.
When it comes to foreign women, what cultures do you think men prefer and why?
The India-Asia region and South America mostly, because religion's more in those places. To an extent, I mean, even that's kind of dying down. Also because, you know, you go to these countries and with American money, you're essentially rich as shit over there. You go there, for example, if you're in a function, you're just the average dude, then some billionaire walks in the room, all the females are gonna flock towards the billionaire. You see what I'm saying? So you're essentially going to these other countries, mainly just because it seems like you have more money.
I mean, my first thought, my gut instinct was the typical blonde Russian woman.
Does a woman's behavior play any role in how she's treated by men?
You know what? Honestly, yes. Yes.
Depending on your behavior, of course, people are going to treat you differently. That's just like kind of obvious.
You give the same energy that you want, you know?
Does a woman's behavior play any role in how she's treated by men?
Yes, definitely.
That question kind of applies to everybody pretty much. You show respect, receive respect. You're disrespectful, expect them to be disrespectful back to you.
So why are people so quick to blame the man when things go wrong in a relationship?
Because it's easy to blame and they're allergic to accountability, and it's hard for women to take accountability, so most likely it's the dude's fault. The day I find a shorty that admits that she's at fault for a previous relationship with one of her exes, that she did something wrong or she did something bad, is the day I'm gonna climax in my pants, bro. I swear. Any female that I've talked to, they'll sit there talking for 20-30 minutes about what happened with their ex. This is wrong and that is wrong, and they'll sit there talking for 20 minutes. Then I'll meet the dude. He'll tell me like 5 sentences, and then it'll all make sense. They do the whole runaround without telling you what they did. But don't get it twisted, because a lot of guys do the same thing too. A lot of people don't know how to just say, damn, I fumbled, I messed up, that's my fault. It's not that hard, honestly. Take account for anything. If you're trying to do the runaround and make justifications and excuses, it makes you look 10 times more foolish and 10 times more of a culprit. It just looks way worse on you. If you just skip all that and you just admit to your faults, personal growth hack, makes you look better. You feel better because you don't have to do all this runaround. Just admit to it. But it's the people that tell you stories about how they never fumble. Everything around them is bad. How do you have a black storm around you? All these bad things are always continuously happening to you, yet it's never your fault. Make that make sense.
Because it's always a man's fault.
It's not always a man's fault. Women definitely do mess up. I've always been told that it takes 2 to tango where I'm from. It's never just one-sided. It's both-sided, no matter what.
Why do passport bros want traditional women, but when they travel overseas, they target easy women?
Oof, that's a good question.
The way that they make it seem over here, they make it seem and sound like they're all easy women just because they're poor, I guess you could say, in other countries. So they find an escape route, benefit their life more.
Maybe because they want to be the alpha man that's 2025 is pushing.
I think it's because they're scared of rejection, and easy women, it's so they haven't. It's probably their first time traveling, so they're going with what's familiar with them.
Most of y'all probably heard the worst that she could say is no. It's definitely not the worst that she could say. Go to these foreign countries and you try to talk to them. Most of them are actually going to be like really nice and respectful. You try to do that over here. Good amount of the time, like they're very rude attitude, very combative, giving you nasty looks and just kind of like disrespectful off the jump. I'm not saying every situation, but a good amount of situations. But you go to foreign countries, even if they don't like you, they're still gonna be nice. They're still gonna be giggly. They're still gonna be flattered. But here, they'll just give you disgusting ass looks.
So is Passport Bros more about sex tourism or finding a wife?
Oh my, I think it's
both. A lot of them are just trying to clap. Some people are trying to find wives, but I feel like it's mostly number one. They just go out to have sex with other women. Some of them just end up finding good women and I wouldn't say good women, but women that they think are good, and they end up just falling in love and catching feelings, and then they go to wife.
It's definitely about sex tourism.
100%.
Because if you want a wife, you don't really how do I say this? You don't really focus on like the superficial stuff, you know, like
you're more focused on doing whatever you have to do to build your family. When you're looking for a wife, you're not actually looking, you're just kind of letting them come to you. It's not like you're outside looking for a wife. You're just looking for, you know, splashing and just talking and socializing with females, you know. It's not like you're actively looking for a wife. Just kind of wait until it falls on their lap to an extent, but at the same time, they're still gonna go out there, do what they can to at least find women that they like.
Why are you more likely to see female empowerment in first world countries?
Because we have that freedom.
It's feminist.
Why do women seem to be more unhappy the more free that they are?
They're not. They pretend to be.
It's a really good question.
Actually, the mental health crisis in the United States is absolutely insane. And I don't actually know why,
100%.
But yes, the depression.
Because bad things are promoted to you all the time, consistently, no matter what it is. And not only that, my personal belief too is a lot of people use, let's say, depression and anxiety, an excuse, a defense mechanism to just be lazy and not do things. Instead of saying that you're lazy and that you don't want to do something and that you're sad and blah, 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 you could just say that you're depressed. It's okay, bro. You don't have to go outside. You could sit inside and lay in bed all day because you're depressed. It's alright. You don't have to go work. You don't have to make money. You could just sit inside because you're depressed, right? An all excuse for everything. It's the master defense mechanism. Because even before they claim it, it's just excuse, 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 excuse. And then they find that one word, and it's just an all excuse for everything, and they use it to their advantage for the rest of however long they do it for, I guess you could say. Some people really do have it, not the amount that pretend to. And plus, I remember back in like 2016, 2017, it was cool to be sad.
And the anxiety that women have here is a lot higher, I think, than other countries. Regardless of money, I think they have a tight-knit family.
It's because it doesn't even exist in other countries. The only answer for it that this country gives you is just drugs that you'll become addicted to and become a brain-dead zombie with, and then that's just gonna fuck up your life even more, and you're gonna be more depressed or anxious or whatever. And then to substitute the side effects of those drugs, they're gonna give you more drugs, and you're just gonna have a whole plate full of drugs, and essentially you're just gonna be brain-dead and a zombie. Yeah. Don't take drugs.
And that means more than, anything else.
Why do Passport Bros want traditional women, but when they travel overseas, they target easy women?
So they can get laid?
Do they truly target easy women, or do they just target women in general?
I don't know. And I feel like it's most readily available because the traditional woman wouldn't really go up to a foreigner, I feel like. Like, they'd be marrying within their community and culture and whatnot.
Yeah, so they view it as an escape.
Yeah.
Because they're weak men mentally, and they don't want a good woman. Let's be real. They want a slave.
So is Passport Bros more about...
I wouldn't say slave. I would call it submissive.
Sex tourism or finding a wife?
Sex tourism. Definitely not about finding a wife. Definitely not.
It's a fact, though.
Why do American women feel threatened by foreign women?
I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like we do. I feel like we look better.
Why do American women often shame foreign women, claiming that they're poor and uneducated?
Because they are.
Why do
They don't have as much technology resources as we do. Some of the most brain dead people that I know went to college. Because you're book smart doesn't mean that like you're actually smart. You could just be like super smart in one subject.
American women feel threatened by foreign women. Do foreign women pose a threat to American women for what they offer men?
Yes.
I don't think it's that much about being foreign, but more the like the rivalry between women themselves.
They don't like it because they're going to be aggressive and combative towards a man, and then they're going to end up alone and be confused, and then they're going to see all these dudes with all these foreign girls that treat a man way better than they ever did when it's too late, and they're forced to settle with the lowest option, you know what I'm saying? You're out looking for the highest option, but then you're slowly going down. Your looks start to fade, so you have to settle with a lesser option. And then you look at the options that you once had, then you get mad because they settled with their best option. A lot of people get really mad seeing other people happy for no reason. Maybe it's because, you know, they could have been in that situation, but they didn't want to be in that situation within the time because they thought they had better options. And now that they realize that the better options wasn't as good as they think, they turn around and come back. They leave you thinking they can get a better option. They come back because they realize that you're the best option. You the man, son.
Every woman wants to be better than the other woman.
Yep.
Why will American women often shame foreign women, claiming that they're poor and uneducated?
Whoa, I've never heard about that, but...
Because American women try to just shame any and everybody in any way they can to make themselves feel superior.
Because they want to portray themselves as better?
How many languages do you speak?
I speak 5 languages.
And where are you from?
Croatia.
If all women are the same because of their female nature, why do you think Red Pill advocates for passport bros?
Exactly. That don't make that. I don't know. That don't even make sense. If you feel like all women are the same, why are you going to?
They advocate it because it's a better option, and a majority of them say that all women are the same around here, so they try to go to other places where there's more morals and religious values, and the females over there put their family name more on a pedestal and represent them and their family way better. Compared to here, probably not. Most women around here probably already catch like 5 bodies before they actually introduce their family to one dude. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying most. Your first body should at least be introduced to your family instead of just getting piped down left to right. That's how you think it would be. I would just say more religious values, more morals. They feel more guilt and more shame instead of thinking that they're a strong, independent woman, do whatever makes you happy, blah, 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 blah. As long as it makes you happy, it's okay. So, you know, if you go shoot up a school, it's okay. As long as it makes you happy, right?
Different. That's stupid.
Do you think that women are the problem, or are the people influencing women the problem?
I think definitely the people influencing the women are the problem.
100%.
Why?
Because I mean, we've seen women in other parts of the world be open-minded or do things for others, not just themselves. It's just, I think the society here kind of restricts them into thinking that being by themselves gives them an empowerment, some diluted empowerment, which is, in my opinion, false.
Exactly. It's about being strong and independent and holding your own and blah, 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 blah. It's not a flex. I think it's a flex to be dependent on a family that you can be dependent on. Imagine you build a family and you could be dependent on that family. I think that's a bigger flex than being independent by yourself. Of course I could sit by myself in a house. Maybe not a house, but of course I can get like the shittiest apartment, sit there by myself, all my bills are paid, I'm eating, and I'm independent. I'm a fucking independent man. I think it's a bigger flex to be dependent on a family, which not a lot of people have, but it's the biggest flex to be dependent on a family that you create yourself. That's my personal opinion. I know not everyone has a family. You could have some friends, you know. If you're watching this, it's not like you don't know anybody. Probably have a grandma you could be dependent on, your mom, your dad, your sister, cousin, could even be a friend, and that's not a bad thing. I honestly think that that's a flex. And if you don't, then I don't know, bro, you're doing something wrong. You don't have anyone that's like on your side. It's a little scary. Makes me curious on why you don't, because like everybody pretty much does. But that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the shenanigans. I'll see you next time. Adios.